a JavaScript application called the Movie Idea Generator. And I explained it somewhat in the introductory text here, but when I was in college, I was very much into screenwriting. I even interned at a script writing house. And a gift that I was given while in college was the Movie Plot Generator book. And the book itself is kind of a fun coffee table book. It's not really meant to be taken too seriously. But essentially, each page is literally cut into 3 different sections where you can kind of mix and match the different tabs of each of these 3 sections, and by that mixing them up, you kind of come up with some funny movie plot pitches. And so, taking that concept and looking at it further, I found that each section is essentially a character, a setup, and a twist. That's kind of how I personally defined it. And kind of by taking both the selections from the book as well as some things I found online and just, kind of some spitballing myself, I made enough pieces of this in each of these genres to make this application run on its own. And so first the user would select what genres they want. I think the funnest thing is to see what crazy things come up when you mix it up the most. And you click the button. As you can see, it shuffles through each of these elements, and you come up with something like this. A hockey mask wearing psychopath takes on an army of evil ninjas with the basement dwelling slob of a hacker. That sounds fun to me. Maybe this last part we can change so they can shuttle through things individually by clicking these shuffle buttons. Setting is, ooh, that's good. Oh. So let's say this is the winning idea. And you couldn't really see it, but as the pitch was going on and as the shuffle was going on, the data down here in the form was being automatically updated. So this is where I took the next step here to make this into a legitimate writing tool. So the user can update any of these ideas into something of their own, and maybe just seeing one of these little prompts can spark something, so they can update it here if they would like. And this sounds like an amazing action movie. So I'm going to say action because I don't want to update any of this magic. And so the next section, I kind of combined that movie plot generator book with an article that I found in Script Magazine that kind of, in the span of 2 hours through different 15-minute exercises and writing prompts, can kind of take you, can kind of let you take an idea, like kind of a germ of an idea like this, and actually build it out into something. And so we'll go through this process here. Not obviously the whole amount of time, but once you're ready, if you're happy with all this, you got a genre picked out, boom, begin Brainstorm, and pops up down here, and I'll show you that it actually pops up at the bottom of the page in a further section, in a later section. But you can get started here, and it kind of explains what to do in each of these different steps, the time, which each of these is 15 minutes, and what I found when I write, having limitations like this with time, with guided questions, really helps to kind of get the ball rolling. Even seeing something goofy like this might help kind of spark somebody to write an idea of their own. And so once they're ready, click the timer, and it pops up on screen. So then you'd fill out section 1, no filter, a bunch of great stuff, period. Let's say you're done with that after 15 minutes. Submit step 1. And you'll see a later section that through inner HTML, it fills in a later section where you can actually take all of these prompts, take everything that you respond to with it, and kind of have yourself a pretty good outline of an idea. That's essentially the goal. So we've got character goals here. What does your main character want? He wants ice cream. I mean, what hockey-wearing psychopath wouldn't want ice cream. Submit step 2. And have the nice Nintendo-themed sound effects that just to give it a little bit of fun, in my opinion. And what's their worst fear? They fear rabid monkeys. Submit step 3, character relations. How does your character relate to the people in the real world? So obviously this prompt is based off of the titular Friday the 13th character, Jason Voorhees. So what are their relations? He loves his mommy. He doesn't like camp counselors. Submit step 4, character conflicts. He can't die or stop murdering people. And each of these are actual explainers that I kind of abridged from the article that I mentioned, the Script Magazine article. Submit step 5, conflict scenarios. What potential conflicts will arise? So like any good slasher series, the final girl kills him in the end before he shows up again in the sequel. Because that's what the hockey-wearing psychopath does. I don't even remember the other aspects of this pitch, but let's pretend that this is a Friday the 13th movie, I guess. Submit step 6. Step 7, point of view. Think about your main character's point of view in terms of how they perceive obstacles. He slashes through them with a machete. Submit step 7. Okay, so now the green mushroom sound effects tell you that you did it. So now you see your pitch, and you see your answers to each of the section. If you filled in hopefully a lot more than what you see here, everything shows up down here. And at the bottom I have resources of both what inspired me to write this app with, as well as some of the online resources that I pulled some of these additional pitches from and kind of abridged to fit the context of this application. And so finally, click on print. And even though it doesn't completely condense it, it only selects the section of what you filled in, or it's everything. But you can print out your idea here. Is essentially the idea. So I hope that this application, because I do plan on making this live, I think it could be useful actually as a writing tool. I'm going to make this live and revisit this because I spent a lot of time on this and I'm really excited to see how it can maybe help people figure out ideas of their own. Thanks for watching and happy writing.